Okay, so it's day 24 of SR. I know it's been a while since I've made a video. I haven't really been keeping up, but I have been pretty busy. So I haven't fallen off, and I feel like I have recommitted myself to this journey. Like I found like some stronger foundation to kind of stay on it because I know somewhere in the middle I had lost my commitment. I had to just recommit myself, you know? So day 24. I have to humble myself because I know that there's going to going to be some times where I'm going to be tested. But I've passed a few tests. I'm not like fighting the urges as much, you know, and I'm actually moving my body. Like I'm going to the gym, I'm eating cleaner. All that makes a difference. Like the food that you put into your body. There's so many things that could trigger like those temptations. Like you could be malnutrition. Maybe you don't have enough vitamin D, or you don't have enough omega-3s. Like get one of those what do you call it, where they basically do a checkup on like all the vitamins and nutrients you have in your body. Get some blood work done. Like I need to get some done, but the most important ones I think are like vitamin C for your immune system, vitamin D3, and you might want to get your iron levels checked, and zinc, and a few other ones. And diet is important too. And just making sure that you're moving your body and that you're not bored. I think that with like everything I want to do and all the goals that I want to accomplish, there's really no reason for me to like be bored with anything. Like I don't know, like I mentioned in the other video, like we have all these goals. We wanna travel, we wanna make more money, we wanna we wanna get fit, we wanna get stronger. Like how is there any time to scroll and watch porn and do all this other stuff when we haven't created the life we wanted for ourselves? Like I don't see how we have time for that. Like you should wake up excited to work on something. Like it could be create something. If you like to create music, or if you like to do art or start some project. If there's a passion that you might want to pursue or something you're interested in, like this is the time to do it. Like why don't you take this time to explore? Go out, hang out and try different things, try different restaurants. If you don't know what your purpose is, so that's another thing. Like a lot of men, they don't seem to know what they want, and I didn't know either. I was a part of that statistic. I haven't, like for years, I've been kind of looking for what my purpose is, and it took a lot of just self-discovery. So I think another problem is like a lot of men just don't know who they are. It takes like self-discovery. It takes exploring different things and exploring different hobbies. If you're in college, maybe you can take on different electives or different types of courses. You might just have to dabble in a few things, and I find that it's a lot easier to figure out like the things you don't like, and it'll maybe through process of elimination, something like that. There's no right or wrong way to it, but you should wake up excited. Like you should not be waking up feeling like, what should I be doing with my day? I have some days where I don't feel like getting up, but it's not too often. It doesn't happen that often, for the most part. You should have something that you're working towards. And so that's what I've been doing. I've actually been working. I've been trying to post more, but I've just been busy with some seminars. I've been actually hosting my first seminar, which was pretty cool. I was pretty nervous to do it, but I knew I needed to do it. Like I knew I needed that push. Like I didn't want to avoid it. I've been talking about doing it for months, and one of the brothers encouraged me to do it. So, but it was good. It lasted about actually 4.5 hours. Like that was a pretty long seminar, but it seems like a lot of the brothers got like value out of it, and gave me clarity as to what kind of things I can talk about in the event that I host another seminar. So it turned out great, and it's something I would like to do more of, just to get comfortable with speaking and articulating and things like that. So this is what YouTube has also helped me done. Like if you want to become a better communicator, you want to learn to speak maybe more authentically, speak more from your heart. I would recommend start posting. It's not going to be comfortable at first, but that's the part of it. Change is uncomfortable. If you want to get confident in something, you have to go through those stages of being uncomfortable at first. You have to get used to being uncomfortable. Discomfort is a good thing, because we find all these things to plug ourselves into: the scrolling, the porn, the drinking, the smoking, whatever it is, anything you're addicted to. We always try to just lose ourselves in these long periods of comfort, and we don't. And that's why when we get into uncomfortable situations, we don't really know what to do, because we're used to avoiding those uncomfortable situations, avoiding those uncomfortable emotions, and always trying to escape them. And that's where a lot of these relapses happen. That's where a lot of these, it triggers, like anything you try to avoid or escape, or there's any kind of void that you're not facing or confronting. Sometimes for me, that's what triggers some of those lustful temptations. Not that I'm thinking about anything sexual, but it's always something happening like subconsciously that you're not aware of. It could also be a limiting belief. Maybe you don't have enough money. Maybe you're lonely, or you don't know how to deal with rejection, or maybe somebody criticized you and you didn't really know how to take it. Like sometimes with criticism, I used to take it very harshly, but because I see the value in criticism, I don't take it as harshly. And I said that if it doesn't really apply, I won't really react to it. But if I do react to it, in the moment, I'm able to say, okay, is there any truth to it? Like when somebody says something about me that's not true, I have to ask myself, okay, do I believe that this is true? So it just takes practice. It takes a certain level of awareness to be non-reactive to people who criticize you. But just try to see the value in it, and don't take it too harshly. Because what people say about you, or if they criticize you, it's just an opinion, and it doesn't mean that there's any truth to it. That's just their truth, so that's not the truth. So don't take criticism too harshly. Don't take rejection too harshly either. Like, we're not meant to connect with everybody on this earth. We're all, every single one of us is vibrating on a different frequency, a different wavelength. And some people you're going to gel with, some you're not. That's just the way it is. And you just have to find people. Not even find people, but just be who you are, vibrate in your own frequency, and then you will attract people on a similar frequency. And then you'll stop feeling this need to chase and change who you are, and just to try to fit into other people's mold. You don't want to become this chameleon. You want to just be who you are, and let yourself be seen. This is why I started posting, because I'm just isolated myself. Nobody really knows who I am, so I'm just sort of just putting myself out there and getting comfortable with it. So I feel like I can go longer on this journey. Like this second time around, I think the last time I ended up going 32, 33 days. But again, I had some people that were around me that were kind of in my ear, and maybe they were discouraging me from going far on this journey. So you really have to be careful who you surround yourself with, because who you surround yourself with is who you become. You'll adopt their mindsets, their beliefs, their energetic fields. There's so much to it. So you want to be careful. Don't tell everybody your plans. Like, if they're not walking the same journey you're on, you want to be mindful of who you're talking to. That includes family as well, friends. They may have your best interest, but if they're not walking your path, if they don't understand your path, they may try to discourage you from it. If you try to talk to other men about your journey, I wouldn't even share that, honestly. That's something you can keep to yourself. And that's weird to say, okay, you have friends, but you can't talk to them about your journey. Like I said, there are levels to friendship. You know, I have, you know, some friends that I only will talk about video games with or anime or something. But when it comes to growth or any kind of spiritual growth or personal development, there's not a whole lot of conversation about that. So I just kind of like know which people I can kind of have certain conversations with and which people I can't, you know. You may have people around you who don't really support your growth. They don't like this newer version of you. They want you to be the person that they knew you to be like 10 years ago, you know, but you've grown from that. And yeah, not everybody's going to support your growth. And that's what I'm starting to realize. Not everybody wants to see you win. And it's not coming from a bad place. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but they're just probably not in alignment with the person you are today. And you just have to accept that. You have to accept them as they are. And, you know, you may have this tendency to want to save people and want to, you know, as you start to elevate, you want the people around you to elevate with you, but not everybody's going to, you know, everybody needs to walk their own journey. If somebody's not ready to grow, if they're not ready to change, then you have to, you know, let them be who they are and accept them as they are and just lead by example. Just focus on yourself. Just focus on yourself. And if your friends or the people in your circle, if they see you, they see that you're a lot happier, they see that you have a lot more energy, maybe they'll ask you like, man, how are you so happy? How are you so peaceful? Like, how do you have so much energy? Like, they'll notice it. They'll notice your vibration. They'll notice that you're, you know, full of vitality, and maybe then you can tell them about your path. But if not, you know, just focus on yourself. Just focus on building yourself up, you know. So stay on this path. Don't let anyone discourage you. And, you know, there's going to be all these tests. Just keep your body moving. If you are ever bored, like, you need to find some sort of outlet. Like, I have these musical instruments I can play if I ever get bored. Like, I mean, it's not a boredom. I actually would love to, like, learn how to master these instruments. But I have plenty of things I can do in my downtime. I can read. I can go hang out with a friend. Like, you need to find things to do. Like, a lot of men are isolated. They don't really go out. Like, I don't know. Even if you're not connecting if the people in your circle, if you're not really connecting with them, go out and, you know, mingle. Like, I wouldn't say make new friends, but just go out and meet people. Learn how to mingle and learn how to just go out and just, like, isolation is good, but, you know, doing it for too long, it's not really a lifestyle. So you have to find something that you're excited to do, some sort of healthy, creative outlet. That way, when you're getting up in the morning, you know, the first thing you're doing is not scrolling on your phone, you know? Like, get out of the habit of picking up your phone. Just take a walk outside or something. Go to the gym. Just do anything but grab your phone. Unless it's, like, maybe business related or you're making some money from it. But for the most part, for a lot of us, it's just the scrolling, and we want to get less of that. Actually, I'll say this. I mean, if you're going to use social media, if it's not to create something, if it's not to make a post, if you're not trying to build a business, if you're not posting videos, you should be doing less of that, because we do way too much over-consuming. We need to consume less of that and just start creating things, building things. So, I know that was a long video, but I think I'll be able to post from here on out. Actually, I just realized this is only supposed to be for 30 days, so after this, I'm not sure. I just wanted to see if I can get to 30 days, and I feel like posting it has been helping. So I'll probably change my content to something else. Like, I'll focus less on just the SR, and I might do some other videos. But But I'll stick with this for now to the end of the 30 days, and yeah, just kind of taking it day by day. So, all right, I will see you guys in the next video.